So those people are counting on me. And that's kind of fun to have something where you can actually deliver for other people and change their lives in positive ways. As a matter of fact, we had a couple that nobody had ever heard of up until a few years ago. The Othmers in New York, they came from Omaha. I'm not sure which high school she went to in Omaha, probably South High. They left $750 million when they died. Nobody ever heard of them. And I think a substantial portion, went right to here to the University of Nebraska. It was probably a total surprise to the university when they got, I don't know, you probably got 150 million or so. Yeah. Well, you should thank the Othmers, but nevertheless, you see the money, you see good things happening out of it. So it's fun. I mean, it beats playing golf every day or something of the sort. So I say, if that's what turns me on, what's going to turn on these managers that are out there running things like Clayton Homes, or we've got a company, Flight Safety, which trains more pilots than anybody in the world. Flight Safety is run by an 85-year-old man, Al Yulshi. Al started the company with $10,000 in 1951. It now trains 4 or 5 times as many pilots as non-military pilots as anybody in the world. And he is there at 85, and it's a matter of public record. He's got $1 billion worth of Berkshire shares. He works 7 days a week. He loves it. And he loves it for the same reason that I love what I do. He gets to do it his way. He buys these big simulators that you train pilots in. He doesn't have to check with me as to whether to spend $15 million for a simulator. He doesn't ask me. He knows so much more about it than I do. Why in the world would he ask me? Well, I can't tell what kind of a plane I'm in, when I'm flying around. And Al is spending $200 million a year on simulators, spending Berkshire Hathaway money, and he never checks with Omaha. He's never had to come to Omaha for any kind of meetings. He runs his own business, and that's what he loves in life. And I let him do it. I mean, that's my contribution to it, is really turning loose his energies. And, they were properly directed before we bought the company 7 or 8 years ago. Why should I think that, he couldn't keep running it after that? And like I say, at 85, he's still running it. The second thing that our managers like, in addition to this painting their own painting, is they too love applause. I report in my annual report accurately what they have accomplished, but they accomplished a lot. You heard Susan Jock, I think, some weeks ago here. Susan came to Borsheim's, and she was making $4 an hour. $4 an hour. Before she was 40, she became CEO of the second largest independent jewelry operation in the United States, from $4 an hour. But it's talent, and Susan knows more about, I don't know anything about jewelry, you could hand me a phony diamond or a real diamond, I couldn't tell the difference. But if I started telling Susan what to order in the way of jewelry, or if I started telling her what kind of terms to extend to customers or who to hire or anything like that, she doesn't need that in life. She really owns Borsheim's. We have the stock certificate. We get the profits. We get accustomed to. But it's her baby. It's her baby. She decides, everything about that place. And so it's her creation. And that feeling of ownership is really extraordinary. And it's so much better. I mean, it's the way I like to work. It's the way Susan Jock likes to work. It's the way Al Yoshi likes to work. And Susan, like anybody else in this world, loves being appreciated. I mean, there'd be something wrong with her if she didn't. And the truth is, nobody appreciates her more than I do. I mean, she is a talent. We are lucky to have her, and we're lucky to have her.
Yes, man. What is going on? Welcome to the Money Flow Trading Society's Sunday service. Man, I'm your host, Gerald Peters. I believe that anyone, regardless of age, race, sex, current financial situation, can become financially free in the next 7 to 10 years. If not rich. I'm trying to get rich. Don't be embarrassed to say it. You, my friend, are 3 trades away from changing your life. You are 3 trades away from changing your life. You got this, man. You got everything you need inside of you to be more, to do more, to have more, and to become more. I have no doubt about that. Let's get into this. Let's talk a little bit about the money flow. What is the money flow? What does that mean? Let me make sure we're tracking here, man. Copilot, maybe get rid of this shit now. What's up, man? Yes. Greg, David, Abraham, John. Appreciate you guys. From chaos to cash. That is the money flow. The Science of Getting Rich says in the 2nd chapter, the ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Now, tonight, I'm going to talk to you about, or today, this morning, damn, where are we, man? Time is an illusion, though. Time is a part of the 3 parts of getting rich. Time, times amount, times yield. Now, you can only work with the time that you have, but you do have some direct where you can influence amount and then the yield. And so getting rich is just a matter of time, money, and skill. Yield comes from the skill part. The money flow is based around a concept of 4 stages. The price is chaotic. It's chaos. And I know there's people that want to believe. There are people that want to believe that there are people who know where price is going to go. No matter how many times you try to share with them and encourage them and tell them. And when the richest people in the world come on TV and say, we don't know where price is going to go, somehow this unknown self-proclaimed person on YouTube, somehow this guy, this 22-year-old, 32-year-old, 45-year-old, or whoever, somehow he's figured it out, how to go from chaos to cash. And somehow this person has figured out the stock market. Now, somehow he knows what's going to happen, but he doesn't have all the money in the world. 3 trades, you could be a billionaire if you can do the math. And so nobody knows with certainty. And so when we come to the stock market, whether it be through trading, and I'm going to use the words trading and investing synonymously, they're going to be interexchanged, okay? Because time is fractal. And this is also another concept that you've got to understand, the fractal nature of the money flow. That money flow is built around time. Now, time is one of the 3 components to becoming rich. Time times amount times yield. And it's not timing the market as much as it is time in the market. How much time do you have your money in the market? Now, some people look for reasons to get out of the market. Fear is one of the biggest killers of wealth. Fear, indecision, and doubt. This stock right here, the ticker symbol BK, is the oldest bank of New York. This bank was founded in 1784 by Alexander Hamilton. You may have heard of him. He's one of the founding fathers of the United States. Now, this man, Alexander Hamilton, actually, one of the founding fathers, also treasurer, founded this bank in 1784, and this bank is still going left to right. People could have been buying this bank since 1784. Altria, ticker symbol MO. You may have heard of it. Ticker symbol MO. At the top is Altria. Altria, a tobacco company that until 2003 was known as Philip Morris, which is also a ticker. They split up. A lot of stocks split out of this. The tobacco company has returned, get this, has returned more than $2.6 million for every $1 invested since December 31st, 1925. Your great-great-grandpappy could have made you rich with $1, but he didn't. Why not? If you don't know, this is the Peters Report, man. Go over there. You can't miss it, petersreport.com. Click on the subscriber. Hit that QR code right up there. Get on the list, man. Get on the email list. What I'm going to talk to you about is at the core of the money flow. There's no reason to trade stocks, buy stocks, or own stocks, or REITs, or closed-end funds, or electronically traded notes, ETNs, or ETFs, electronically traded funds, or stocks, or bonds, unless you have some reason to believe you will receive a return on your money. Now, what does that look like? A lot of times that looks like price doing something like this. And when we talk about price, this chart here is white. I know most of you like to stare at black charts into the depths of hell. Isn't that what Tupac said, in the depths of hell? So I know a lot of you guys like to look at these black charts. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average on a monthly. I'm taking it back to 2010. Now, you don't want to invest in 2010 because it's scary, man. We just had a big housing collapse. A lot of jobs. A lot of people have lost their money. Oh, I lost all my money. They lost all their money in that 2008 crash. Look at this. Looks like 2008 crash set up people to get rich. And so one thing you're going to understand is this is a pendulum. And what moves the stock market is based on its fear and greed. But over time, the market is being pulled always higher because there are more people being born. More people need to invest. New companies are made. It's an ongoing, organic, growing that often looks like chaos. Now, when we look at it from this point of view, again, Dow Jones, 41,175 on Friday. Man, look at the Great Recession we had. This is the monthly. Remember all the recession talk? I'm going to buy puts to protect my portfolio. All you guys that follow all those stupid YouTubers. Oh, I'm going to protect my account. All you guys and your stupid favorite YouTubers. Everyone but me are stupid. You're money flowing and you're watching other style drifting, lying to yourself. You can't come to church, a liar. Some of you are lying. You're not really studying the money flow. You half-ass kind of look at it sometimes when you think you have time after you've done everything else. Maybe I'll look at these charts. What about you, man? Is that true? God is your witness. You're one of the faithful. You sing in the choir. The money flows fractal. So is time, by the way. Time times amount times yield. You have to understand this concept. It's the power of compounding, but you can only compound if you have assets. Now, the science of getting rich says the ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way. Those who do things in this certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich, while those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work, or how able they are to remain poor. What does that mean? That means all your friends that don't invest, they're going to be fucking poor. And they get to stay that way. No politician can help them. We're not going to be able to vote anything to them. You can't help them. If they don't put their money to work, they will always be poor. Sorry. That's just the gospel truth, man. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average on a one-day chart. Okay? Most of your friends and family are poor. They're one day away, man. They're the working poor. They can only make their payments if they work. What happens if daddy breaks his legs? All of a sudden, he can't work. Gets sick. What's up then? What's up then, man? Those things are real. When I came to this realization, as I talk about, if you don't have my free ebook, you don't have to die broke. Get it. It's at the core. If you don't get your buckets right, if you don't get the buckets right, if you're still fucking around with debt, you're still doing the baby stuff, it's going to be hard to get you rich. You have to expand your mind. You have to get serious. The thing is about stocks in the market is it can make you more money than your job ever could. Now, most people are going to get money by working from their job or their business. Now, big wealth creation usually comes from a business, but wealth preservation and becoming by investing the money. You can invest in a couple ways to get rich. And so if you have a job, you have to invest. You have to own a business or invest. And if you're going to invest, there's time times amount times yield, and you can affect the yield. And if you have my ebook, The Two Selves, How to Be 10 Foot Tall and Bulletproof, I talk about the abyss of money. See, the size of your trade depend on on how much you believe in yourself. You say, well, I don't have much money in there. I know, because you don't believe in yourself. Ooh, that might have hurt. I wish I had more money to trade, Gerald. I wish you believed in yourself more. Of course, you ain't got more money to trade. You know you'll lose it. Boom, boom. Now, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. No matter what chart you look at, it goes left to right. Okay? Left to right. Now, what you're going to notice is it does it kind of like this. Hey, man, was that too real? The reason you don't have more money in your trading account is you don't believe in you. Ha! There's the science of getting rich. It's an exact science like algebra or arithmetic. There are certain laws that govern the process of acquiring riches. And once these laws are learned and obeyed by, come on, man, invite guests to join. Ain't no guest in church, man. What is it, man? Why are you trading so small? You. Yeah, you. Hey, why are you trading so small? Why do you take on risk that you shouldn't take? Why do you have margin calls? Your first job as an investor or a trader is not to make money. It is to manage risk, which means you need to understand what risk is. Risk is not the price going up and down. That's volatility. It's a different thing. Risk is not the price going up and down. Risk is not the market going up and down. The market going up and down is called organic price movement. Price moves up and down, man. But what we don't know is why you trade so small. This is price movement. Price moves in 4 stages. Now, I first started this from a guy named Stan Weinstein, baby. Thank you, Stan. As I mentored under a guy named Dr. Elder, who wrote a book called Trading for a Living. I became obsessed with this man's work. And I memorized it. But as I began to grow and I saw there were some things that he had wrong, man. Or not wrong, that just were better. And I began to study and learn the money flow. And one day I'm at a casino and I was playing cards, and I'd been to so many seminars and courses and books and traded futures, not all these things. I realized that some years I made the most money doing nothing. And that the years I did the most, I made the least. See, sometimes your actions cost you. Sometimes you think you're smart. Oh, I'm up 100%. I got to sell it. When God wanted to give you 1,000% and you couldn't do it. God wanted to give you 1,000%. You were in NVIDIA. He put you in the right stock, man. You got the phone. You got everything you need right now. You got everything you need to succeed. He put you right here, gave you a strategy, a system, put you in the stock. And then you decided to get out of the stock and not get back in. Why don't you believe in you? What if you expected to get 1,000% return? Oh, that's not possible, Gerald. What if you believed in you, man? What if you believed in your ability to track and follow the right things, man? Bring this back up. Let me show you something. Now, look at this right here. This is called the wind. Now, if you go to my Substack and you search homework, right? If your homework ain't taking you a couple hours, we definitely ain't doing the same thing. That's all right. I don't mind winning and taking your money. This isn't a game. If we're trading, the shorter the time frame, you guys day trading, you want to take it down to that level. See, the market will give you what you want. You want passive income? Market will give you a lot of passive income. There's shit paying 100% right now. We got closed-end funds paying 15 to 20. You know, there's all kinds of shit paying. Right now, we got Ford. We got all these stocks are moving and running. Where's this? Let's look at Ford. Look at Ford. Look at the opportunity here. Is this risk or is this opportunity? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I hear a lot of people crying. Oh my God, the stock fell down. A lot of people do that, man. I've seen you do it. I've seen a lot of you guys do it. Talking shit about Walgreens. That thing goes up 4 times from here over the next 6-7 years. Most people aren't even going to be in it because they moved on to buy other dumb things. That's the God's truth, man. Why don't you believe in you? If you believed in you, I think you'd have bigger trades going. I think yourself a little bit more. You're playing a rigged game. This is Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's at 41,175. It just keeps going up. It's gone up your entire grandpa's life. Your mama and daddy, they didn't invest in it. Right? Look, it's gone up the whole damn time, man. All the way back to your grandpa. This goes back to 1740 or some shit. Right? And look, it goes left to right. This game is rigged, man. Our edge is that quality assets go over time. Now, some companies come and go. They come and go. That's why you got to stay on top of your shit. I know. I'm sorry. You got to work. When it comes to this kind of stuff, investing, trading, everybody's new at some time. Everybody's just getting on the bus, so to speak. Now, if you want to make money outside of an index fund is going to return 9, 10, 11% a year. Dogs of the Dow, chapter 10 in my free ebook, You Don't Die Broke. It's called Dog Power. If you go to that chapter and you were to read that, that is a very viable strategy that beats the index almost all the time. You know, there's people still believe it can't beat the index. It's crazy. I don't even understand it. There's 2X funds that beat the goddamn index. Right. Yeah. I don't understand it. And so watch this right now to show you the power of time. Well, let me get back on track. Come back over here, right here. You see this thing called the wind? What does that say? Gold, GLD. Bonds, TLT. Diamonds, right? SPY, that's the SP 500. DIAs, Dow Jones Industrial Average, been around since like 17 something. The Qs, these are all the big stocks, tech stocks. USO, what is USO? My friend, that is oil. And then Bitcoin. I don't know why am I thinking? Now, why am I? Come on, man. Why am I showing you this? These are the wins. These are the most valuable assets in the world, okay? Dow Jones we just looked at. Here's gold. This is a monthly chart of gold. Let me go all the way to the right. 2,000, and then all the way to the left. Now, this is a monthly, okay? And so we go from 2010 to today. Shot my gold. I don't know if I my gold. Now, right in here, what became, now watch. Look at this. From about 2016, all you had to do is stay the process, and you had a chance to accumulate a lot of gold at a very inexpensive price, about between $1,100 and $1,400. How many years is that? 4 or 5. Now, what happens here? Now, somebody else will tell you, well, opportunity loss. Dude, you ain't got no size on your positions, bro. There's no opportunity loss for you. You're not giving yourself an opportunity. How much could you have if you spent 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years adding on stage ones, building your position in one of the 7 most valuable assets on earth? See, in the Money Flow Trading Society, we track these every day. Every day, me and people that help me analyze stocks, I know you're too fucking busy to do this, but every day, these 7 things are reorganized to see which asset is the most valuable asset on planet Earth right now. And this rearranges. So what do you think I might be looking for opportunities right now? Is it in gold? Is it in gold? Is it in the Dow? Is it in bonds? No. The opportunity is going to come. These are already. So the opportunity is going to come from the lower ones. Oil, Bitcoin. A galaxy. I'm going to let it go. See how I just matured? Number 1 job of a trader is that of a risk manager. That's an investor as well. And so part of understanding risk is understanding that price going down is not a risk. Let me say it again. Price going down is not a risk. Price going down is opportunity. I had a guy heckling me. Oh, by the way, Altria, from 1925 to today, which day would have been the best day to sell this damn stock? It has returned $2.6 million for every $1 invested in 1925. Which sell-off would have been the one to sell? None of them. That's the point. So as an investor, find some shit like that, man. Let me take you over here. Where are we at? Altria Tobacco Company, $2.6 million. This stock has returned more money than any other stock. You're going to be like, oh, what about NVIDIA? No, this one. $2.6 million for every $1 invested in this stock. $1, $2.6 million. Now, that's since 1925. But guess what? There were people in your family in 1925. They didn't buy it. They didn't have $1. So apparently nobody we know had $1, man. My dad didn't have $1. Your dad didn't have $1. Nobody had a fucking dollar. So, okay, whatever. Talking to a guy yesterday. He's like, oh, well, what do you do if you don't have any money to invest? First thing you do is stop lying to yourself. You got money to invest. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. This is dumbest. This is ridiculous. It's not even an excuse, man. I can't talk to you if you're just going to be talk dumb. Of course, you have $1, don't you? $1 in this turned $2.6 million. You think that's the only asset to have done that? Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin did it. 2015 could have got Bitcoin for $312. Maybe you were busy then, spooning. Or maybe you were in high school protesting. There's no opportunity in America. Everybody's held back. All these people worried about there ain't no damn opportunity. Man, but they can't see Bitcoin. Somebody explain that to me. There's no opportunity, right? And yet, well, fuck, I see all kinds of opportunity, man. What are we talking about? Right here, Bitcoin. And what happened? Just like the Dow Jones, left to right. Don't give me any excuses. Left to fucking right. Price. Been doing it since it started. Now notice these little runs. Don't you notice they look like the money flow? It's crazy, man. We're not going to save, but look at this. That's on a monthly, guys. It's on a monthly. I mean, back just in December of 2023, I was trying to tell people, don't buy your kids anything, man. Don't buy them shit. Put their money in Bitcoin and go to college free. It was $15,000. Now it's $64,000. I don't know, man. Let's see. Let's go to the weekly. I got 2 subpoenas for Bitcoin, by the way, for promoting Bitcoin. Now the government made it legal. I guess they're going to lock you up in prison and then make it legal. Fuck out of here. All right. God damn. What's going on? Hold on. It's a mouse problem. All right. Now they made Bitcoin legal. Maybe I won't go to jail. Let's see. Where's the price the lowest? Damn, I might have to. All right, hold on. Give me just a second. man, we're back. Hopefully I got this fixed. Man, just looking at this right here. When we talk about the money flow being a fractal pattern, this is the fractal pattern right here. The price moves in stages. I mean, if I just broke it down, just as easy as can be, price moves in stages. And that, my friends, is this right here. And this is the edge. That price goes up. Bonds up. Gold up. Bitcoin up. S&P, NASDAQ, everything goes up over time. The price of an airline ticket, the price of a house, dividends, income. It's called inflation. Stocks are inflationary assets because they can pass along the inflation to their customers. This is why we want to own them. To succeed at trading or investing, you need to get in tune with the market rather than impose your beliefs upon it. But Gerald, this looks just like a chart from 2007. It's the Golden Cross. This indicator has predicted the last 8 recessions. Warren Buffett is selling stocks. Fear, indecision, and doubt. Fear, indecision, and doubt are the 3 enemies of mankind, my friend. Why don't you take bigger trades? Why? Why don't you have more money in your trading account? You say you want to be a trader, and yet you spend money on lots of other things. When are you going to believe in you? Man, that was weird. That was weird. So let me ask you, when are you going to believe in you? Man, imagine if you believed in you. Imagine if you thought you were a good trader. Imagine if you weren't confused all the time. Imagine if you had a methodology, a repeatable process that allowed you to take advantage of time, that you knew over time you had an edge, that over time what you're doing works, and that you weren't controlled by fear. And you really understood that nobody knows, man. Not even that YouTuber, not even Fox News. But what if Trump wins presidency? It's all gonna great. Stop. Stop. It doesn't matter. In the world of investing, in the world of trading, that's gold. We already did Bitcoin. Look at the pattern here. Money flow pattern. If you believed in money flow, you believed in Bitcoin, you should be doing pretty well in Bitcoin. But if you didn't believe in yourself and you chickened out, and you have no faith, no ability to endure, you misunderstand risk, you think price going down is risk, that's opportunity. Volatility is opportunity. Zero is risk. Something going to zero is risk. So because you didn't believe in you, you sold your Bitcoin. Or did you? Some of you didn't. Some of you stood the test, took advantage. You took a strategy that a stranger came to you. Sometimes God sends strangers to your house, to your door. Preacher of plenty of opportunity and ambassador of opportunity. And I've been teaching and preaching this money flow thing for about 5 years. So So let's go back 5 years. I don't know. Tell me. Does it work? Look at air. And once we learn the concept that prices move up and down, right? And once we learn to identify, or at least what we think are tops and bottoms, through qualification, through qualifiers, through repeatable process, through repeatable patterns, I began to take a concept that I first learned from Stan Weinstein that was improved on by a guy named Dr. Elder. And one day playing blackjack, I saw it clear as day because I am open to receiving. A lot of people can't receive because they're fucking too busy worried about themselves. My mom this, my dad that, poor me, walking around worried about the damn selves. They can't spot opportunity. They don't expect to see tickers. Shit, I expect to find them. Give me some money, Lord, because I'll execute on it. Give me a stock pick. I'll buy it. See, that's not what most people won't say that. I know people won't buy any stocks. Even if it's going up, they wouldn't buy it. That's how dumb they are. I mean, if it was going up for certain, they might not buy it. It's probably most of your friends and family, man. They're not buying stock. Their brain ain't there. They're doing mental masturbation. They're worried about how to spend money. See, most people have a messed up relationship with money. They're looking to get rid of it, not compound it. They're not trying to get money to go make money. And so the greatest business in the world is money that makes money. Once you can make money with making money, you have created the compound machine. Now, I like to call this concept rolling profits forward. An example would be, as this stage 4, and I'm not going to get, we won't get in it today. Just take my word for it. This is a stage 4 decline right here. And we can clearly define the endpoints once we understand market structure. Once we understand an anchor, an apex, the trigger, once we understand it, and we can look at support and resistance, and we can read indicators, RSI, MACD, we understand concepts like confluence and the fractal nature of time, and we start putting all that together. Look at this here. And we use indicators, averages, because we know we don't know. Look at this. Man. Crazy. Now I'm going to show you something. As we look at the fractal nature of time, this is bonds. Look at it on a daily. We're in this trade. This yellow line here is part of this book that I'm writing called From Chaos to Cash. We're almost done. It's the mechanics of time in the market to accumulate wealth. The mechanics, and what I mean by mechanics is the nature of how price flows. Right? Now look at this. These are higher time frames here, guys. This is gold on a monthly. I don't know where it starts over here. This one didn't last long before what? It's back in the box. We call it back in the box and runs up. Right? And so this is the natural movement of price. That's on a monthly, though. Each one of these bars, this is the low of the month. This is the high of the month. 1 month, 20 days. That green line we use right there is 20-day moving average, or 20-week or 20-day. Now look at this one. This is a weekly. And what these indicators do, we have 6 that we use around the money flow trading system, around the concept that over time prices go up 71% of the time, around the concept that prices move in 4 stages, around the concept that what moves price is fear and greed. So the money flow is also a reversion to the mean. Meaning when prices get too far out of whack, man, they get pulled back. Our indicators can help us understand this. If you taken my course, you understand the concept of what we call a broken family. Let me get back to that. Where were we on that? This is gold. Gold's ending on a doji, by the way. Look at the monthly on gold. It's a reversal candle. That would just be one piece of evidence, man. Right? And so we know that a reversal candle, the doji that we just saw, it's one thing. It's a piece. It's evidence. But if it hits what starts to be an apex point or the highest point in the stage uptrend, which we know to be on alert for when the relative strength index goes extreme. So what if I have that as an extreme, price is extended, and I get a doji? Now we're getting what we call confluence. And that all we need now is to confirm it, and that's what the trigger is about. And so as we begin putting these concepts, understanding that a stage 2 is the same as a stage 4, one went up, one went down. A stage 3 is the stage 1. It's the Bible. Love, hate, low tide, high tide. Nature's filled with these. This bipolar nature. Night and day. One of the top 10 mistakes that newbies make, new traders make, is they buy as price goes into a stage 3, because that's when it gets on the news. This is why I don't care about what other traders are doing, because most of them are late. And we publish our own research, man. It's part of, if you're in Discord with me, that's part of what your fee is, man. I pay people to help me. And so we're tracking like 200 stocks, man. And so when we do the board, where's our board? This here, the people that help me track it, they got to do theirs. So I'm putting in 4 or 5. They're doing it on their own. And then we come together. Right? And so you have multiple people coming together, spent 3, 4, 5 hours each on their own with their own thoughts, their own BMBs, their own stage 1, their own tracking of the wind. And a lot of times it comes very close because I've trained them. I've showed them, right? Now this is last week's. So when it says dividends this week, we need to know the total. So this is from my public account that I trade. And this week, I don't have it up because I'm working on the newsletter. It'll come out tonight. 1,000 and something. So that's money that I have coming in this week that I can put to work. But okay, so let's look at O right here. If we understand the basic concept of this, that price moves in stages. And we might get several of these a year. And it can do it moving left to right, okay? But let's look at O. O is the dividend company, or whatever they call it, the monthly dividend company. Man, look at these money flow patterns. Look at these money flow. It's like taking candy from babies, dude. We love that. Anytime you get a high quality asset underneath this yellow line, you better pay attention and wait on that stage 1. It is money in the bank. Bam. I need a DJ. Should have come on right then. Bam, bam. To the moon. Look at this long stage 1. But Gerald, we bought it in February. Now it's May and it hasn't gone up. Oh, how long will it take? I don't know. You need it to take longer because you got baby money. Most people trading, listen, you ain't got no money. You got baby money. You're trying to get shit go up. You don't want it to go up. You need to accumulate shares. So all of this up here is a hell of a lot better when you took this on. Okay? You wanted to take this on. Look how much time this gave you. And so if I can identify the stage 1, and I can keep just banging stage 1s, and I have a way of fundamentally checking the value of a stock. And I believe that over time they go up, time times amount times yield. So if I go look, and I'm looking at O, Well, O's going stage 3, man. All right, stage 1, right? Oh, look at that doji right there at the damn bottom. Look at this right there, dude. And there's another one there. When you get them clumped up like that, something's about to happen. Notice this one. I've got an article coming out on this, how I've been using these a little different. A little phenomena I've been noticing. Stage 1, stage 3, flip it. Stage 1, stage 3, same thing. What's the stage 2 uptrend right here? It almost looked like it read my book, man. That's out of the book right there. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 1. And in the midst of that, here's what I know for certain. Over time, stocks go up. Number 2, stocks going down is not risk. That's called opportunity. 0 is risk. So take fucking 0 off the table. If that's off the table, all you have is opportunity. If you have a way of fundamentally evaluating a company and can give, this is what we believe through education, through fundamental analysis, this is what we believe this damn company's worth. And this company, according to Morningstar, is worth, I think, $80, $78. I know it's trading undervalued, but it's trading undervalued by enough that I don't want to trim this. I think they have like an 80 damn thing. So if they have an $80 target, hold on. And on my homework, it's a stage 3. So as I look at that stage 3, as I sit back and look at it, I have a whiteboard on the wall in my living room. Ain't none of you guys can pull that off. None of you guys got those kind of, you don't have that kind of authority, man. Your wife ain't gonna let you put it in the living room. Go try it tonight. Or ladies, go try it tonight. Go, hey, we're gonna hang this up in the living room. So when I'm watching, I dare you. So when I'm watching TV, I can see the charts. Watch. Take that to your room. Go put that in the closet in the back somewhere so nobody sees it because I'm embarrassed you trade stocks. It's embarrassing. I don't want my friends to see. So look at this. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm trying to get rich. And I tell everyone that comes over, you should trade stocks too unless you're just dumb and want to be broke, which is most of your friends, by the way. Look at this. This is the money flow pattern. You can't come in my house and within 30 seconds, I trade stocks. There's a live chart going to Bitcoin almost all the time on a 1-minute chart. Well, that's called staying in flow, man. I want to stay in flow. I'm trying to get rich. So as this moves, look at that. You notice it? Sideways up, sideways down, sideways up. This pattern, oh, by the way, that's a 1-minute chart of Bitcoin that's live right now, man. This is live right now.
Here to the Federal Reserve or to the SEC or to anybody else. He didn't do anything wrong himself, but he got behind the curve. He didn't report it. The president of the company, Tommy Strauss, didn't report it. If you saw that Katie Couric show on Sunday night on the Central Park Jogger, Tom Strauss was on there, but Tom Strauss ended
Doji reversal candle right on the 200 previous support. That's your anchor. Price breaks above the 5. There's your trigger. Here's your breakout. Target previous high. Waiting to see if the RSI hits. Repeatable fractal pattern.
And now they were in this terrible pickle because they'd known about this on about April 28th that this guy was a bad actor. And they hadn't done anything. And now on May 15th, he does the same thing again. And now if they go, they start feeling if they go and talk about it, the people will say, well, why weren't you in here before? So they just kept trying to shove it out of their mind and do other things. And it came within inches of destroying the firm. It destroyed their in Wall Street, had a fine reputation. The king of Wall Street was brought down by one simple act of omission. All he had to do was pick up the phone. Jerry Corrigan was head of the New York Fed. He had to pick up the phone and say, Jerry, you won't believe this, but this crazy guy in our Treasury Department, Donnie Mosier, has just done this thing, and I'm terribly embarrassed. And what can we do to make it right? I mean, and Jerry Corrigan, being Jerry Corrigan, would have turned red in the face and gotten very mad and issued a lot of language I couldn't repeat here. But in the end, he would have said, thanks for calling and telling us about it immediately. And we'll slap a fine on you or do whatever is appropriate. And the next day, the firm would have gone on fine. But John, good friend, actually, a perfectly okay guy, but he didn't act when it counted. And Tommy Strauss, who was number 2, the same way. And later on, they were fined and certainly kicked out of the securities industry. And Solomon barely survived. 8,000 employees around the world had their future in real jeopardy because of that single act. So just apply the newspaper test. That's what I tell our managers. I could have a 1,000-page book of ethics. I could have all kinds of rules and hundreds of, but in the end, just all you got to do is think about it. Do you really want what you're doing put on the front page of the paper tomorrow to be read by your parents, by your spouse, by your kids, by your neighbors, by your coworkers? And if you're embarrassed about it, just forget about it. You're all going to do well financially. The nice thing about it is, you live in America in the year 2003. You don't live in Bangladesh. You don't live in America, of 1790 when it would. You live in a society which has a GDP of over 10 trillion, and you can just pick up the crumbs and you're going to do great. You've all got the qualities. It takes 3 qualities essentially to do well, and extremely well actually in this country. It takes intelligence, it takes energy, and it takes integrity. Now, everybody in this room has the requisite intelligence. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. I mean, it doesn't take 180 IQs, although I'm sure you all have those, but it takes reasonable intelligence. You're getting a great education. You've got the energy. That's why you've shown up in school. And it takes integrity. And I say, if you don't have integrity, we don't want to hire somebody that's got intelligence and energy if they don't have integrity. We'd rather hire somebody that's dumb and lazy if they don't have integrity, because they probably never get around to cheating us or doing something. Last thing in the world I want is somebody that's lacks in. Mosher had intelligence and energy. At Solomon, he was head of the government bond trading thing, and he had lots of intelligence and he had lots of energy, and he went to jail, and he almost brought down the firm. And integrity is absolutely an option. You may not be able to throw a football 60 yards, and you may not be able to 8, you may not be able to sink 3-pointers but you can choose where you stand on the integrity scale. You weren't born wired one way or the other. That is an absolute choice you make. The heroes I've had in life have been the people that I felt stood out in that respect. My number 1 hero was my dad. But
Warren Buffett says number 1 hero is his dad. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. This here, fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over again. Notice the doji bottoms here. Now we're coming down. Now, this is a 1 minute. I'm not trying to teach you to be a day trader, but the day trading does so in an accelerated pace. Swing trading, I pretty much use almost the exact same thing. A couple things you do different when you day trade: the size of your position. You're extremely leveraged, and it's coming at you real fast, and you really can't do something else while doing it, okay? So you're 100% focused. It was refreshed, man. It just wasn't moving, bro. It just wasn't moving. Bitcoin is on a 1 minute doesn't necessarily always have a lot of volume. See that volume, 7,344? Now, when I trade this on this anchor, right, trigger, when it runs up, where's my first target? Previous high. Bam, hit it. See what I'm saying? Same thing here. Runs up, hit it. Same thing here. Has it hit it? Hasn't hit it. Has not hit it. I'm going to leave these on here for just a second. We'll let that run. This here is a 1 minute of the TQQ. Now, price is not going to do the money flow pattern nonstop. What we're doing as traders or investors is waiting. I'm sorry. I don't have any help today, man. I'm running that by myself. Watching trading, looking at trading, watching the damn camera, watching the thing. It gets a little tough. If you haven't noticed our Substack, hit that QR code. Our friend in Discord, Jessica, helps me write it. She's one of our MFG official traders and editor of that. So we work on stuff together. We monitor the portfolio, right? And so inside of the money flow, we have multiple playbooks. We have position trading. We have swing trading. If you need help with that, if you're new to trading itself, this is last week's. This week's will be updated tonight. And if you're new to trading itself, the entire concept, I know I'm jumping around here. Hold on. If you click that QR code, you can get on here for free. Okay. The only thing it costs on the newsletter, and man, hey, if you go on here and you go to, I mean, we've had some good ones recently. It will read it to you, by the way, if you're just that fucking lazy. Hold on. We've had some really good ones, what I believe are some good articles. And we've been doing this trade of the week. Now, if you're an experienced trader, I don't know, maybe you don't need it. But what that is as I go through my homework, I have one analyst or researcher, really is what I should call her, that helps me. And then one trader, researcher, portfolio manager. And so as these people help me, we look through stocks. And so all they're concerned with is fundamentals. Is Walgreens overvalued? Can it come back? Can it overcome these problems? And they do that and read and research that kind of stuff for me so that I can come show you. And then we narrow it down. What do we think are the best trade ideas? You know, how many of them out there? Sometimes there's 10, 20 of them. Well, that's a lot, but some of these may not work. So trade idea. And if you notice, we've been carrying this FCX for a while. I think I said something about it. Thinking about steel plays. See right there? So what's the date here? 8/18. A steel play. NUE. Nucor Steel. Why do you think I might be thinking about a steel play? Well, for one, this thing is undervalued. Well, why? This is where my people that like to read. Come on, baby. Tell me, why did Nucor Steel go down? Did the whole steel industry go down? Is there a problem in the steel industry? We need to know. I'm not just looking at charts. I know some of you guys don't like to read. I do. I do use charts too. I'm looking for these anchor points trading underneath this 200-day moving average. And I call that from chaos to cash. And I'm trying to get to explain all the little nuances of this. This is my favorite playbook strategy inside of the money flow. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 1. And then what? We're hoping for a breakout. And it goes where? To the 200-day moving average. If I'm swing trading this, if I'm going to do a B&B swing trade, the target is right here where it's been before. And that target is below true, or what they call fair value. So the people with the MS degrees, they got a bachelor's and whatever. They got what do they call it in business? Been to Wharton Business School. Good. So we want to utilize their information, our information. And I try to dig a little deeper. Who sits on the board? You say, why does that matter? That might matter for a position trade. That might change my mind on how devoted I want to be to Uber. Uber's my biggest win. And I've tried to share that with anyone who would listen. Let's take it back for about the last 3 years. And if you remember, we got a chance. And when it IPO'd, I said, don't buy it. We don't buy IPOs. IPOs are for dummies. But we got a chance to buy this thing many, many times. And I had a lot of people. I'm buying stage ones. Now, this is on a weekly? So it's not giving you a complete fair estimate. But was it good to buy the stage one here now that we're over here? Looks like it. What about this one? But Gerald, we went down. It's going down. I'm down 40%. What should I do? Well, that's called opportunity. So if we read, study, I do it to the point where I hire someone to read for me. How about that? And to study and help me keep all this shit together, man. So when you're spooning, and I know most of you guys do, you invite your friends over. Hey, man, let's watch football, huh? Your wife thinks. Look at this pattern here. This is Uber. And God gave me this one. Stage one. It's literally textbook. Boom. I preached Uber to anybody that would listen. This is one of the greatest companies in America. This is Amazon 20 years ago. This is Facebook. And there's not just this one, okay? So remember when I said your grandpa, he didn't buy MO. MO, Philip Morris, the tobacco company's returned more than $2.6 million for every dollar invested since December 31st, 1925. Well, guess what? You might say, oh, they got lucky. No, they put $1 in. Uber. I have no intention of ever selling these shares. Fucking ever. Unless I'm buying an apartment building. So I will continue to grow and add to this position for years. Now imagine you did this with Facebook. Imagine you committed to this with Bitcoin. You didn't go act like a little and get out. I've done nothing but continue for 4 years to make as much money as I could to buy Uber. Everyone I know has Uber on their phone, guys. This is how complicated this thesis was. You have Uber? Yeah. And then I go to the dumbest people I know, the brokest people I know, the people who should not be riding in an Uber, man. You need to get a bicycle. They got Uber. Old people got Uber. Uber's going to start flying shit. Uber owns things in other countries. Probably they're doing a share buyback. I bet they do a dividend for 20 years from now. It's one of the greatest companies in the world. I believe that. Now, that's fundamental. Maybe I'm wrong. To protect myself from me, I got to have diversification. So I need to understand portfolio management. So it's okay to take a bigger size and it's something if you really think you have an edge. If you go to thepetersreport.com, if you haven't, click subscribe to the report and you can get it on the Substack, man. And like I said, there's only one thing on here we charge for, and that is the trade of the week. The trade of the week's pretty cool. Hold on. I'm a subscriber, so I can see it. So Wow, we back, man. Man, let me know you can hear me, man. Damn. I don't know how long ago that had. Okay, hopefully not too long, man. Hey, check out the new MFG shirts, man. I love the hats, I ain't gonna lie. I've got like 30 of them. I'm back. Back in the saddle. All right, we can hear. All right, we can hear. Hey, man, I appreciate all you guys, Greg. JP. Carlos, what's up, man? I'll be back in Houston here very shortly. Let's have a Houston MFG meetup. I'm thinking about doing that maybe in the Woodlands. That way, if anybody just happens, I know we got some people that can fly free in the money flow. So we're going to do, I'll give you guys a couple weeks head up. It, no cost on it, man. It's just be for the MFG in Houston. And I don't know, maybe we can trade or whatever. Yeah, we'll find a place. The Woodlands probably be easiest if anybody is going to come for it. As far as the whole, I don't know. Maybe we could do it by the. Well, I don't know. If ain't nobody coming, there ain't no reason to do it by the airport. But that would make it easier if anybody did fly. If we did it right there at those hotels by the airport. But I don't know. We'll see. Let me bring this back up and we'll get out of here. Just because I feel like I didn't finish, man. Look at these money flow patterns right here. If you know the money flow, you should be able to. Like if you ever come trade with me, if you ever trade live with me, we don't have to trade stocks necessarily. People that come in, we just, for practice, trade. What the hell happened there? We trade Bitcoin. Sorry, hold on. So if we're trading Bitcoin, now, would we trade Bitcoin? I don't know, maybe. What was that? What were we just on? Was it Bitcoin? Let's take this to a 5-minute. But a lot of times at night, I'll do that. Just if I'm with people and I'll be like, okay, let me know where the anchor point is. And we just work through it, man. We work through the chart. And we're not trading for money. We're trading for flow. See, a lot of people are trading for money, man. I'm trading for flow. Because if I can get in flow, I can always trade for money. I hope you understood that. If I'm trading for flow, if you're not in flow yet, what's the point? So what you want to do is trade for flow, man. Money will follow. Shit, you can trade my money. For real. I mean, if you can show me, if you document it, if you paper trade, back to Uber's where we were at, right? So Uber's running right now. Now, all the little nuances, whenever we talk stages, you need to think in terms of boxes. And boxes are, if you handed a kid this, those little things where you got to figure out the word puzzle or draw shapes, little puzzles they have, little puzzle books. Maybe you got the skadoodle shit, or you got to do find the words. That's all this is. So if I showed a kid this and I said, hey, man, you see this? I don't have to tell him it's stocks. I just say, you see this little pattern here, man? He'll be like, yeah. All right, see if you can find it for me here. Everywhere you find it, draw that shit with a crayon. I guarantee you that little kid, he's going to come over here and he's just going to look at the pattern and go, well, that looks like it's probably that. Maybe it's this. I don't know. Let me see. Where are we at? And he's like, well, it goes down, right? Oh, and then sideways. So we got about, so that must be this right here. It went down and then it went sideways. Now, as an adult, we can say that's an anchor point. Anchor point is the lowest low at a structured move of a stage 4 decline. Stops, call it an anchor. Like that's MFG talk, money flow talk. Throwing an anchor out, boom, stops the boat. Now, the boat's going to drift around a little bit, right? And so I usually look left. Is there any support? If there is, it makes this anchor even more powerful. Is there a doji makes it even more powerful, is the RSI on extreme. This is all called confluence. These things are lining up, man. And once I have that, and that gives me a tradable bottom. Once I have a tradable bottom inside the money flow, right? Once I have a tradable bottom, right? See, if this was the bottom of the stage 4 decline, now I got a tradable bottom, meaning I have a point where I can jump off. Because if it breaks this against me, it ain't going up, right? And so I get this simple concept of price movement, man. We know, I don't know why that one, man, I think I got some mouse problems, man. Look, where it stopped before, it stopped again. What's part of my process? Same, I'm always thinking this. So all of these are just patterns, but here's the thing. They're not all going to line up all the time. So I've got to be used to watching price, and you can begin to flow with it. So if I'm in flow with price and my stop's right around in here, and I'm coming into the 200, and I know it's in the money flow that the 200-day is often an area of support. I'm going to give it a little room, right? It's near my stop. That's just reading charts. And look what happened. It runs up. And on that 7-period RSI, we look to take profits. And that created a money flow pattern of sideways move, sideways up, sideways down, Now here would have been a stop out, right? If we're trading on a daily, if you're trading on a daily, you're swing trading. A lot of people swing trade until they got to take a loss. Then it becomes a position trade. That means you're not a good trader, by the way. Anchor point. There's your trigger. Starts to break out. My previous high beat my target. So let's take a stock on the daily. So here's Uber. If I'm trading Uber, if I'm a trader, is this risk? I mean, this is so obvious. Yeah, they're boxes. Darvis is a guy that I learned the boxes. Clusters, I call them sticky areas. God damn it, I just deleted Uber. Sticky areas, I think most people try to work on a strategy, want to use vernacular they're used to, right? And so we can very easily see these zones. You need a few points. You need at least this and this. Once I had this one and this one, it kind of confirmed this is probably the high. And if I had a stage 1 and I had a 2 run up, once these moving averages come together, man, I'm just assuming stage 3. I'm not predicting. I'm just assuming. Chaos to cash, man. Stage 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I'm all ready for, if this thing wants to go stage 1, meaning it. Now, the only way it can do that, and I don't explain this well enough, I don't think. I need this RSI up here to go below the 50. That locks it, recharges it so that we have room to run. So if that happens and then things kind of stop, I at least need to be aware this thing could go stage 1, right? So I need to know what is a clear definition of a stage 4 versus a stage 1. And if you look, that kid's going to take this crayon, man. He's going to go stage 1. There's 2, 3. There's stage 4, right? Stage 3. Now, if I'm a trader and I'm watching the markets every day, I have people ask me this. Professor, where are your people at, man? Let me talk to you guys. I had a guy the other day on the professor's thing. Do I need to watch the news? He's talking about stock news, by the way. Listen, if you don't have any interest in stock news, if the stock market as a general doesn't fascinate you, if you don't spend time looking at charts and trying to understand technical analysis and the stages and these things don't interest you and how this stuff connects in, anybody asking that is not doing this, guys. Right? They're not tracking the 7 wins. This is so far. Oh, I didn't pull it up. Hold on. I got crazy mouse problems, man. I got to figure this out. Let me bring this back. So I want you guys to see this. Anybody saying, do I need to follow the news to be a good trader? very, oh, wow, I don't know why this is happening, has a very limited view of the stock market. Okay. Stock market can give you many things. Stock market can give you passive income to free you so you can trade. One of the things we've been doing in the money flow is we created a private channel inside of the community, and I separated it from the rest of it because I don't want people wandering in there, because it's like giving fire to children. You know, you can hurt yourself with the stuff we're talking about in there, right? But the stuff we're talking about in there is risk. We're trying to make money, trying to get fucking rich. And so part of that process is taking on risk. Is it risk or is it opportunity? That's what you got to define. And so a lot of times people don't take on enough risk, you know, and then if they do, or they take on too much, and the possibility of zero is just too big, man. That's why you got to be careful owning shit like penny stocks and stuff. That's not how it's going to work, man. Right? So yes, I need to know what is going on in the economy. I need to know when the Fed talks. I need to know the Fed's talking so I don't have a bunch of shares on. Right? Why? Because my first job is risk manager. Because we can make money after he gets done talking. Right? But if we're not paying attention, we're not watching news, we could get blown the fuck out. So I don't even know how that's a question, man. I'm going to be honest. Sorry, guys. I got this thing fucking with me. My mouse has gone rogue. I went and changed batteries, and it's still going crazy. But Uber, as a swing trader, this is what we did. Even I have all the time, guys, would do options. Stop putting option shit in the MFG Discord, by the way. Okay? Stop. I don't know anybody in there who's fucking wrote a book or put out a course or anything trading. You guys shouldn't be telling each other options fucking trades. Here's our anchor point. There's our trigger. And if I think that's the case, where's my first target? Previous high, man. Look where it's been for the last few days, which also happened to hit on the other side. And so you got stage 1, 2, 3, 4, anchor point, confirmation trigger. We're in. Boom. Voila. Right? If you want to trade options, go get a fucking book on options. You know? It ain't hard, man. Because we're trying to help people make money, not gamble. Okay? In the lower the time frame, the more we are gambling. But here's the thing about it. It's all right. You can make money gambling. It's not a bad word. So as we take the time frame down, right? If we're trading the TQ on a 1 minute, or let's get back to Bitcoin on a 1 minute. Pretend like this is TQ. We're trading this on a 1 minute, man. Okay? It is more of a gamble because we're moving in and out. If we're doing a position trade, we're not moving in and out. We're adding on stage ones, right? And if we're doing buy and hold, I'm just waiting for stage ones. So the biggest problem, one of the number one mistakes that traders make is they buy stock at the wrong time. That's just patience. And that's what this board is all about, man. So if you're like trading ideas, where'd the board go? Come on, man. Let's see. Oh, that's when I hit the mine's on page 35. I'll have it up here later today, man. Right? That's what this allows me to do. So if I'm watching these trade ideas, so look at Amazon. I don't want to trade Amazon. AMZU. What is this? 2 times Amazon. I don't need as much money. It's only $30, man. And it moves 2 times Amazon. What do you see here? Very much like a pattern on Uber. So if I know the pattern, what do I know? I'm looking for price to run up in the stage 2. Now remember, this one is a V shape, stage 2. See the V? That's a V bottom, anchor bottom. Those are harder to play. If you're day trading, you got to be careful with this because you're going to get your entry over here. I don't know if you noticed this. This is a big fucking difference from here to here. So you got to have a plan. I use a 2-tiered stop loss system. All right. Anyway, my target's here and here, whether I'm on a 1-hour chart or a daily chart. And that's going to complete that pattern, man. Damn. Hey, I appreciate everybody being on here. Sunday service is just about trying to build your faith in the process. You can always check out my trading log here. It's delayed. If you want it in real time, you got to join us in Discord, and I'll text you when I make my moves. That's just to show you. You don't even, before long you'll be making your own moves. This is the Dow Jones. This is 1920. It's way down here to the left. This is right now. It's way up here to the right. It's going to do this your whole damn life. I was talking with a friend of mine last night. He's not a real estate investor. I've just now got him invested in the stock market. We were talking, and he was talking about land prices in New Jersey 20, 30 years ago. And I said, how many of them should you have bought? All of them. Why didn't you? I don't know. Seemed too high back then. That'll always be the case, guys. The markets will always seem too high. I've been telling everybody, anybody listen, stay bullish. What about this pattern and the gold in this? And what about the Feds? Stay bullish, buy stocks. Stay bullish, buy stocks. Every day, get richer. Every day, buy dividend stocks. Every fucking day. If you scan, you're going to find undervalued companies like NUE, right? So here's one. This is top of my damn list. Man, look at my thing going crazy on me. I'm going to have to cut it. Come on, man. Don't go crazy on me just yet. I'm going to bring this in, then I'm going to get out of here. This is one of my top picks. This is not the pick of the week, by the way. If you want to get the swing trade pick of the week and get that video and everything, get on there. And I teach it to you like a baby. Here's where we're getting in. Here's the target. Look at this. This is a high quality steel stock trading below the 200-day, trading below fair value that produces a nice little dividend. I've owned it for a very long time, been compounding these shares. It's the first time I've been excited about it because first time it's been on the 200-day in a minute. The last time I said I was excited about a stock being underneath the 200-day was McDonald's. And we bought, and then it ran, right? And then the last one too, Starbucks, baby. This was a trade of the week. Look at the pattern. Sideways up, sideways down. So in here, we started buying pretty aggressive. Boom. $18 billion move. Boom. Now we're taking it down. The power of compounding over time. If you were in the MFG 2 or 3 years ago, I talked a lot about Kellogg's. We were buying Kellogg's in. Why? For this right here. It's undervalued company. I assume it'd be taken over at some point. This is going to go higher. Mars could pay as much as $90 a share. If you read the news article on this big pop right here at $74, it said that. Let me go to my charts. If you're in Discord with me, if you're not too busy, go check the trade of the week. This is my notes. These are my charts that I'm looking at. They change, by the way, based on what I'm looking at. There's some good ones this week. What is it? I got to clean it up, though, tonight. I'm going to be working on that here shortly. I got a lot of doubles in here. What was I going to show you? Okay. I take it down. Oh, didn't have the right one. Trimming shares, just 10 to 15%, pushing profits into recent spinoff KLG. KLG is undervalued. It will probably take the same amount of time, 2 or 3 years. We'll build on that compounded dividend. And on stage one, in 2 or 3 years, this mofo will pop and it'll go from 57 to 80 and 90, just like that did. Waiting on that to happen to lift. Look at Joby. This is one of the spec plays. Anyway, go through my chart pack if you're on there. I mark these up almost every day. Targets, what I'm looking at. If you're in the MFG, you can ask in Discord how to get it. We'll get those out to you. So many good trades. I got to work on that tonight. All right, man. Hey, I love you guys. You guys be good. Appreciate you.